Alright. Before I do anything, I did realize the volume's a little loud. So I'm gonna put it down to around here and lower the music to around here. Okay, hopefully that's enough to make it not as loud. So I just launched and there's a log. This log is... So I did play, not play, I didn't do anything until right now, but I looked at this, the beginning of this act last time, because I think I went to the ideas or something, or the dictionary. Did I? Maybe I didn't. Let me check. So, fill, hypothesis. Fill in, question mark, response. Question mark could be good. Okay, so never mind. I didn't even look at this. Alright, so there's a second log coming up after. And then repeat, what do they say? Bunk. Plots variables, make coordinate. Bunk. Is that what it is? It's a function? I didn't make that connection, but I don't mind it, so I'll do that instead. Okay, anyway. I just noticed it's missing piece. Oh. I wanted to read that. Bad timing. Okay, whatever. Question mark? Dr. J-Dog, is that just your filler word while you land on a good name for it? Come to think of it. Okay, but what was the log I didn't read? I just noticed it's the missing piece. -9? This signal cost me $20, but you know what that you know what this means, Batista. Happy dictionary, happy life. I don't understand you two. I mean, it's weird. It's not in order, so how does it the dictionary even happy? I don't get their obsession with it. I mean, it's skipping a number, so I guess that's just the thing that's bothering them. Anyway. So it's -9. It's 2 and 2 undefined equals 4. Then 2 and 3 is equal to 8. So it looks like it's power. So I'm gonna just define it as that.
Yeah, and then 6 and 6.
Clean, clean, clean. You're not the one who says clean. So 2 squared is 4, 2 cubed is 8, 2 to the 4th is 16, 3 squared is 9, 1 squared is 1, 0 squared is 1, 5 squared is 25. I can one-line it. What squared equals 64? Or what cubed equals 64? That's 4 times 4 is 16 times 4 is 64. Okay, new tab. Batista. Yes? Do you think you could tell us what exactly is what exactly is in said update? He did. He said new tab. Oh, no. What?
Yeah, and then
I found update. Left side, info display, whiteboard tab. See? Now, would that have been so difficult, Batista? Was it so difficult to find it? Oh, I'm sorry. Am I not worth the 3 seconds it took to say that? I am a busy man. You dreadful, dreadful. Alright, what's a whiteboard? Hello. Okay. So var 0 squared is var 1. Then function -2, 4, -1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1. Okay. So -2 squared is 4. -1 squared is 1. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. Sorry, I'm looking at this wrong. Am I looking at this wrong? 0 squared is 1. 1 squared is, and I have to put 1 because 1 squared is 1. Is that not what I do? No, I have to... What do I have to go back. I forgot how I'm supposed to... What I'm supposed to reply with. So this asked me to define to give the results inputting into the new function they defined. This one asks me... Oh, it's asking for the next number. So it's -2, -1, 0, 1, and then I do 1, comma, space 2. No? -2, comma, 4. And -1, comma, 1. And 0, comma, 0. I'm looking at this wrong then. -2 squared gives 4. -1 squared gives 1. 0 squared... Zero squared is not 0, is it? Because the previous one told me 0 squared is 1. So I must be looking at this wrong. So if I understand it correctly, left side is input, right side is output. Put in -2, get 4. Put in -1, get 1. Put in 0, get 0. Put in 1, get 1. Put in 2, get 4. Okay, so that's why I was just reading it wrong. So it's 2, comma, space 4. Hey Batista, can you do something for us? Or for me, really? The Batista request channel is currently open. Do you think you... Oh, it has just closed. I apologize. What? The request channel. I'm afraid it is just closed. That's not right. Hackers, the transcript. Be mindful of what makes its way into the log. All I was going to say is, Dr. Batista, our dearly beloved son of a computer programmer, I think we are in the service of an info tab. My father was a physician, but I am listening. Huh, didn't picture that. Anyway, I want a tab for viewing different mathematical constants, scientific formulae, what have you. A reference tab of sorts. These past few transmissions, even I was a little stuck. I can't imagine how you, Collins, or Dr. J-Dog felt. Humble as ever. So, what do you think? You occasionally have a good idea. That doesn't feel like a compliment, but I'll take it. Okay. So... this is a more complicated function. You take variable 0 and subtract 1. And now there's the question of order of operations. Does it matter? So, okay, we have... I have to write it down. So let's get the whiteboard. So we have 2 squared. It's an undo button. 2 squared equals 4. Alright, that's obvious. We have 4 times okay. I think there's... I'm not sure, but I think there's an implicit parentheses in how they're doing these operations, because you can't, like, I can't do 4 times something because it's suggesting I'm multiplying it by what came before, but what came before has not been defined yet because I'm trying to do some order of operations. So that makes things a little simpler, because that means I can just do it from top to bottom. So x minus 1 times 4 minus 1 equals y. So if I input -1, so -1 becomes -1 minus 1 is -2 times I am still looking at it wrong. Okay. I made an assumption about the order of operations with this exponent. So the exponent is an operation, and I should do a new line like I do for the other operations. So let's do that. So after, I want a new line. And for consistency, I do want a space also. So now this makes it more clear, I think. It looks like I want a new line after the and. I feel like that would make things look nicer here. I wonder if it would make it look nicer for the function also. Let's see. So I'll go back to the new line and see what it looks like now. So you take variable 0 and you do... So you subtract 1, then you square it, then you double it, then you subtract 1. So... That is easy to read. Here it feels a little messy. So it looks like the double minus, I'm doing a new line before when I probably just want to do a space before. So let's look at that. Dictionary, double minus, formatting, before, I just want a space. That feels better to look at. Okay, so now it's minus 1. Then it becomes minus 2. Then it becomes 4. Then it becomes 8. Then it becomes 7. So that's consistent. So I get how it works. So now let's just try one more. So I go 0. So start with 0. Subtract 1, so you get minus 1. Square it becomes 1. Double it becomes 2. Subtract 1 becomes 1. Okay, so I don't need to try the other ones. Now I just need to say what happens when you do 3. So 3 becomes 2, becomes 4, becomes 8, becomes 7. So it's 3, 7. Okay. Variable 0. Probably and some number. Square, to the power, variable 0 to the power of some number is equal to variable 1. It looks like it's cubed, so that means I should be doing 3 and 3. No? Why? I see your train of thought, Dr. J-Dog. Perhaps the and is not needed. Why wouldn't it be needed? I wonder why it wasn't needed. But okay, let's see. There was an idea. What's the idea? What are we looking for here? I don't know, it's a lot to look at, and Batista's formatting isn't helping. The formatting's fine. Change the formatting settings in the dictionary. Anyways, before we were blaming each other, seriously. What's this one about? What completes the mathematical statement to produce these values? That's what you got out of it? I might need to copy those compiler settings of yours. I mean, yeah. Okay. So we take some number and we do it to the power of our input to get variable 1. Minus 1 is... Okay, so some number to the power of minus 1 is too hard for me to grasp. Some number to the power of 0 is 1. This is always true. Some number to the power of 1 is 8, which suggests some number is 8. Which makes sense because 8 to the negative 1 is 1/8. So yeah, it's just 8. More math problems, just what we needed. We're discovering the new frontier for our species, and these are our baby steps. You must have patience, Eikers. I know. But when I picture discovery, I don't picture this. I picture Magellan circumnavigating the globe. I picture Lewis and Clark trekking through the West. Picture Darwin riding a tortoise at the Galapagos Islands. That last part never happened. But you get my point. Alright. All of that discovery is adventurous. It's taking action. It's going somewhere. And then there's us. And what is us? What is that exactly? It's 4 people in a small room, staring at a computer screens, solving math problems. Well, yeah. That's adventure. That's a shame that Akers just doesn't get it. Okay, so same as before. If we input 0, we're saying some number to 0 is 1, we know that. Some number to the 1 is 21, so that means the number is 21, unless I'm mistaken. I'm confused why that one was presented. Dr. Akers, I'm sure you know the tale of Newton discovering gravity. He sat under a tree and an apple hit his head. He said, "Hey, that hurt, but why did you fall?" Then he formulated gravity and altered the course of human history. Was there anything adventurous about that? Not in the same way, no, but it's still inspiring. He had his epiphany in a mundane place under the shade of a tree. It's a place familiar to most everyone. The magic is that when the apple landed on Newton's head, he was the first one to ask why. He made meaning of it. What's your point? It's what we're doing right now, Akers. Sometimes discovery looks like sailing the seas or climbing mountains, and sometimes it happens in rooms like these. In this translation, we are making meaning. Meaning that will alter the course of human history. I suppose that's true. So, it's still more exponent. It's kind of peculiar how they're doing this, but they're just asking me to find the number. Like, I'm supposed to just put in 2.71828. If I understand correctly. Is it just me, or did that transmission absolutely stink? I suspect that the meteor is testing our problem-solving abilities. Maybe. Maybe? What's it to you? Euler's number. I thought it was familiar. I actually thought it was familiar. Euler's number, I mean. Oh no, how could I miss that? Euler's number? Approximately 2.71 is Euler's number, commonly referred to as E. It's a mathematical constant that describes continuous growth. It's a big deal to nerds like Batista. Nerds like me, huh? Another universal constant. They're throwing us a bone, something familiar to us. Like pi. Maybe we will see pi later. Some number is equal to 0. 2 variables together equals 3. That's odd. But I do want to go here, break. What? What's the difference between having break on double or not? Seems nothing. And I don't know. Okay, anyway. So we need to figure out what format, what response they're looking for. In this case, they're starting off with the question and then following up with some example. That example is saying 2 numbers that we don't know added together result in 3. And now it wants me to give 2 numbers added together that give 0. And I guess it could be any 2 numbers. Or no, because that's a lot of assuming. But I mean, I'll just try it. So what? I can do 1 and -1 plus. No. There's no and. Yeah, I don't get it. Okay, let's look at the ideas. This was for the previous one. Team, check out what I found. The previous transmission, we've encountered this kind of problem before. This one's got a lot more ugliness going on. The principle is the same. Look what happens when you raise a number to the power of 1. Any number raised by an exponent of -1 is equal to itself. No, of 1. Why was there double minus? That's just that was pause. Okay. Why have we not moved on? Because we're still figuring it out, Batista. Their transmission doesn't make much sense. It does seem unsolvable. I'm not entirely sure what the meteor is awaiting. 0. What? Why? Question mark equals 0. It is 0. But like, what is, I mean, okay, but why? Oops. I don't have a clue. Dr. J-Dog, anyone? Ideas? I didn't even have the chance to look at it. I'm struggling to make any sense of these equations. Did this get triggered by me clicking ideas? The meteor is graphing something. Meteorite. Shove it. Team, how do we respond? The first 3 signals tell us how to continue, like last transmission. Question mark equals 0. I hate not understanding a transmission. Me too, but the meteorite's giving us the go-ahead, right? Question mark equals 0 must be their way of saying, who cares, carry on. I suppose, but why include a transmission to skip in the first place? Who knows? Okay. So, variable 1 is 1. Variable 0... Variable 1... shoot. Variable 1 is equal to... Variable... blah. Hold on. So I see this line that says 1 and variable 0 and 2 to exponent to the power of 2. But the question, or my confusion is, I have 1 and variable 0 and no operation. So I have 2 different values, and then I have to the power of 2. So I guess I guess 1 is just something on its own. So I take 1, then I take variable 0 squared, then I subtract. No, something's still weird. How is there an exponent immediately followed by a subtraction? I must have either done something weird with the formatting, or I just am greatly confused. Anyway, let's keep going. So that's a function they're defining. So now here's another function. It's variable 1 is equal to 1. Variable 0 is equal to, no. Okay. Hold on. I was just reading it wrong. And actually the... So what I was reading wrong is I see variable 1 equals 1 and I was thinking that there was more to it, but it's really variable 1 equals 1. Stop. Like, move on. So... So it's weird. But like, it's just, I guess that's just the kind of context I have to remember. Is that if we have equivalence and then a number and then an that terminates it, but I don't know. Anyway, so at least now that clears up my confusion. So it's really just defining variable 1 is equal to 1. And then it says variable 0 is, we take variable 0 and 2. So we take variable 0 squared and subtract. Nope. Still something weird going on. Variable 0. We take variable 0. Yeah, no matter how I look at it, it's still just so weird to have a double operation. Okay, so let's just go on to the next function. Maybe this clears something up. No, because it's the same thing. It's exponent subtraction, and I don't get it. Like, if I look at this one, am I going to interpret it differently? So variable 1 equals 1, or is this no, it's different, right? Variable 1 equals 1, and variable 0 and 2, exponent subtract. I don't know. I can't comprehend it. Okay, next. Variable 1 equals variable 0 plus 1. Variable 1 equals variable 0 minus 1. I think I get what Batista meant. So this looks like sine and cosine, or like polar something. It reminds me of that. Variable 1 equals -1, and variable 0 times 1. What? Variable 0? Let's go and check the formatting of multiplying. After a variable, it doesn't do new line. Let's keep going. That's the end of it. Well, after looking at all that, they had already told me I'm just supposed to enter 0 and it's gonna go on. So let's just move on, I guess. Yeah, that's the end of the week. That's so peculiar. Oh? That's it. This rock is our window into a world completely foreign to this planet. Apart from the right side with the transmitter, it looks like any old Earth rock. What? No, it doesn't. It's got a fusion crust, that dark exterior. That's the shell created by the meteor melting as it entered our atmosphere. This is the last layer that didn't burn off, so it cools to form a crust. You don't see that in any old Earth rock. It could be volcanic, no? Absolutely not. You see those dimples all over the rock? Those are regmaglypts, where bubbles of molten rock carved divots on atmospheric entry. Fine. This thing walks and talks like a meteorite. It's even got the meteorite smell. Sorry, Dr. Eckers, you can smell meteors? No, I made that part up. It'd be cool if I could, though. There is a computer in there. Yep, something in there is sending and listening for radio waves. We haven't cracked it open because we'd like to avoid breaking said computer. Still, we've taken samples of the rock and conducted non-destructive measurements. Though it is killing me to know how the computer in there isn't smashed from the landing. The internal material they invented to absorb that impact, man, I'd love to get my hands on that. Just imagine the applications. You said you're collecting samples. I'm seeing chondrules in the cleaved portion on the left there. How dense is this rock? We're finding it to be around 3 grams per cubic centimeter at most sites. And when measured by specific gravity, 3.12 from our best reading. Walks like a chondrite, quacks like a chondrite, must be a chondrite. Tell me, how much iron is baked into this beauty? Fairly low, it's pretty lightweight. Nickel? About the same. Help me follow. We call it a chondrite because it's got chondrules, tiny rocky grains, which means that no geologic activity has transformed it. It's likely wasn't ever a part of a planet or moon. It's pretty typical as far as space rocks go. Well, aside from the alien radio transmitter. Walk me through the iron and nickel. What's that tell us? If it's this low in iron and nickel, it's an oldie. Stars fuse atoms, starting from hydrogen and helium to make heavier and heavier atoms. Eventually, we get to heavier elements, think iron, platinum, traditional metals. Then stars explode, run out of fuel, collapse, whatever, expelling their elements somewhere else, only for it to come along and make a new star. Now here's the trick. The new star takes those heavier atoms to start and makes even heavier elements. So each step, younger stars make heavier atoms, which then form heavier rocks. So if we're low on iron, it means we're looking at an early universe primitive. This baby's been floating around a while, until someone made an interstellar carrier pigeon. And that pigeon flew to us. What are the odds? I can't imagine the odds. Over a month on this mission and it remains simply incomprehensible for me. Outer space gets like that, incomprehensible. Whatever the odds are, however incomprehensible it may seem, we received this message, this gift. I can't help but feel gratitude. Translation team, I'm glad you all could finally see the meteor for yourselves. No clue. Status, awe, where it sometimes slips my mind what we're doing. Setting eyes on the meteorite for myself helped to remind me. There was a computer in that rock, somewhere inside. Dear Diary, I finally laid eyes on the meteor. I had been on the other side of the wall, trying to make sense of its every utterance, its every transmission, its every frequency. Now I have seen the meteor herself, our only window to a civilization residing somewhere deep in space. Been working with the materials team on the meteor for the past 6 weeks, almost grew numb to how remarkable it is. I'm glad I was finally able to show the translation team. They've helped remind me what it's all about. Let's see. I have no idea what the last few transmissions were about. Okay. Act 1 complete. Math, our common bond. Act 2 begins. Maybe I don't want to start Act 2. Yep, I don't think I want to start Act 2. I'll just move on.